everybody and welcome back to another video. My name's Shane if you're new to the channel, and today we're going to be installing an angle kit in Aaron's E36. And this angle kit, by the way, can be ordered in E30, E46, or E36. I think that's it. And
E90 is in development.
And E90 is in development, so
maybe.
It's a pretty awesome little angle kit for a really good price. Well, right before we get into actually talking about the kit and installing it, this angle kit is made by a company called E36. We'll hop on their website right now and check out what they have. Everything on this website is Canadian pricing, so if you're in the US, it's even better pricing for you. And right now there is some stock locally, so if you order soon, you'll get it soon. Otherwise, it's mainly made to order. When you order it, it'll be maybe about 3 months until you get it. So that being said, you're saving a ton of money on good quality parts, but you may have to wait a little bit to get them. Alright, so we're hopped on to the E36 website here. Now let's just go to catalog so we can see everything that they have to offer. And here we go. This is the angle kit I got. Let's go ahead and click on that because we'll show you the details of that. Now this angle kit's available for E30, E36, and E46 right now at the sale price of $850 Canadian. That's like, look at this thing. $850 Canadian for a legit angle kit that gives you wider track, tons of angle, and lots of adjustability. So continue watching the video so we can get a better understanding of how we're going to install this angle kit. But if you're interested in other products from E36, this is what else they have. And check the link in the description below to get a link to their website, as well as you can use a code to get 5% off using my name, Shane. So that'll all be in the description below. Now we got some arms, coilovers for E30, E34, E36, E36s, TIs, even Z3s, E39 coilovers. We got some E46, E90, E92, knuckle core service. Now what's the knuckle core service? I haven't heard about that. So the service is simply, we will weld your new coilover lowers onto your bare knuckles with no hubs, bearings, or anything. They will return power coated black, ready to bolt onto your car. The core charge is $250 and you're responsible for shipping cores. So if you happen to have an E30 or like an E34 and you want coilovers and you have to weld them on, they can do that for you as well. Otherwise you can tackle that yourself if you're so keen. Now they also carry some Nissan parts, S13 coilovers. They got the offset rack bushings that are great for drifting. Of course, adjustable arms are always awesome to have for Nissans because you gotta dial in that alignment. And yep, so that's all they have right now, but more products are in development, so keep checking their website if you're looking for specific parts for a good price. Let's take a look at this angle kit and get right into installing it on Aaron's E36. This is the box that the bad boy comes in. So this is like a full angle kit. This isn't just like a knuckle adapter or any of that junk. It's like legit angle stuff. Complete welded steel arm. Kind of heavy.
Tubular, bro.
Tubular. Tubular. And very strong. And spherical metal bushings everywhere. So we're going to get this all unpackaged and kind of lay it out and explain to you everything that comes with this kit. This is my E36 here, and I've already installed this kit and driven on it. So let's take a look at my car right now. This is with stock fenders. Fairly aggressive wheels. Not really. I mean, they're 17 by 8.5 with a ET20 offset, and then I also have 15mm spacers. But most of this width comes from the control arms themselves being a lot wider than the stock E36 arms. As you can see, both poke quite a bit. I'm going to need flares for this car, but this is my drift car, so it's, you know, it is what it is. It's getting painted anyways. It'll look something like this eventually. Or Kev. So Aaron's just going to hop in the car. We're going to show you the angle that we're getting out of this kit. This is actually pre-laser alignment. I did a toe plate alignment, but it's not super perfect. So it's This is crazy. You can get this kind of angle for, what is it, $850 Canadian? So let's give you a preview of how the setup works. These are stock knuckles. These are basically adapters that move the pickup point for the tie rod in closer so that you get more steering angle. These are the control arms, and then we'll get into more detail when we're installing it on Aaron's car, but gist of it, this is how much angle you're expecting to get out of this kit. So since I've already installed this kit on my car, I went through the trials and what's the saying? Tribulation. I went through the trials and tribulations of figuring out how to do it. In my kit, these bolts for some reason had a lot of the spacers weren't on the proper ones. They boxed them with spacers on them and whatnot, but I had to swap some of them because they didn't put them on the right ones, but that's alright. We will sort that out so that if it happens to you, you will know what to do. These are the adapters for the knuckles. There's 2 Ackerman settings on these. So this one is going to be for the right side of the car. It actually bolts up like this. There's 2 Ackerman settings. So this just has 2 locating pins on it. This moves the pickup point for the actual tie rod. Right there is going to be for more of a race car where you're going to be more stable when driving corners and such. And then moving it in is going to bring your Ackerman at more of a drift spec so that your wheels are more even while you're drifting and you're not going to have dragging problems with one wheel or the other. These are the extended outer tie rods. They're made of steel. They're really strong. I'm not going to have any issues with bending these at all. Your inner tie rod is going to bend way before that's going to bend. These are your adjustable lollipops. So these hold the rear of the control arm. Now these are adjustable in and out. Right now it's in all the way, so it's going to give you the most positive caster, which is going to help with self-steer. If you bring them out, you can go to stock or farther out for more negative caster or zero caster. But for drifting, we want to keep them closer in for more positive caster. They have the nice built-in sway bar link brackets so that you can bolt your stock sway bar right up to it, which is awesome. Basically, that's kind of the rundown of the kit on the table. So I guess we'll start just putting in the car. You ready for some mad angle?
Mad angle, bro.
Mad angle. This is Aaron's car here, so it's already clearly prepped, ready to go. This is going to be the easiest way that you can put an angle kit in your car because there's no engine. We've already taken off his other angle kit, which was just basically a modded E36 parts to make more angle. So we've taken all that out. It's prepped to go. We got the stock E36 inner tie rods, stock steering rack, and then these are also just stock knuckles. So this kit bolts into a stock E36. He's putting a V8 in the car, so yes, this is going to look different than your E36 rack because it's got the mount relocations. Oh, and it's also spaced down to fit the V8. So that's the only different part that's going to be on the E36. This installation is going to be very similar to E30, E36, and E46. And I'm not sure if E90 is similar, but
yeah, I haven't got into that too much.
If you have an E30 to an E46, then this should help you out a lot when installing this kit. So let's get right into it. So this is probably how yours are going to come, unless they fix this issue on packaging. It'll probably be fixed by the time you get one. So this is how they should be packaged, but unfortunately I guess someone messed up and they are on the wrong bolts, pretty much every single one. So make sure you screenshot or pause this to make sure that this is the orientation of your spacers. We got the big cone, we got a washer, a big cone, and a smaller adjuster there, spacer there. On these two, this guy has just this spacer here. This guy has 3 washers on it. A very thin one, spacer washer, and then a regular washer on those two. And then this is just one spacer. So now let's start putting these together in the car. So let's start on the left side. Let's take the driver's side control arm, and we're going to take our longest stud with the one spacer at the bottom and the 2 nuts. And it's tapered at the top. Alright, so we're taking this long bolt. Let's take the bottom nut off, and these are going to be together down here. this is going to go into the top, and these are machine fit, so it may be a bit tight getting them in this place. Give it a little bit of persuasion. Alright, so now that's in place. It will cinch up when you tighten everything together, so don't worry about that. This spacer is going to be the bigger flat side on the bottom. The reason it's like this is so that when it articulates and moves, the nut's not going to bind against the shell of the control arm. So this is going to be going through the subframe. Where's the hole?
We're in, bud.
Okay, right in that hole. And it comes out the top here, just like how you took out your old control arm. Throw the nut on there for Aaron. And then we'll tighten this guy up. So right now we're just using a 22 mil wrench to hold the bottom nut, and then he's tightening the top with a 22. Unfortunately, there isn't really any torque specs for this stuff, so just get her tight, bud. Throughout the day when I was drifting with mine, I would just check to make sure nothing came loose. It is all nylock nuts, so it should be okay. But you know, just be diligent and make sure that you're not going to be the guy that has a control arm fly off because you just neglected to check it out. Oh yeah, she's nice and tight in there. So with brand new Heim joints, they're pretty stiff. Like they'll break in a bit, but that just keep in mind when you're moving it around that it's going to be kind of hard to move when you're trying to move it into place to bolt things in. So we got that installed. It's nice and tight top and bottom. So let's move on to installing our lollipops. So these are the lollipops. They're not labeled. Nothing in this kit's labeled to where you need to put it, so that's why I'm making a video, so that if anybody has troubles, you can reference this video and put the kit together without having problems. So these are the lollipops. They will fit on either side of the car, but one way is going to be really hard to put together, and that's obviously going to be the wrong way. So let's go ahead and throw our left side lollipop in. This is our left side lollipop. The holes are going to be pointing up. So that just slides over the control arm, and then you just gotta kind of muscle the new Heim joints into place. There we go.
Play with the outer ball joint part of the arm back and forth. It kind of helps locate those.
Yeah, it helps to play with this leverage point so that you can line things up. And then we got the stock E36 lollipop bolts in there. There's 17 mil. Aaron's gonna squat them up. I personally suggest Loctite on everything because drift car. So right now we do have our lollipop set all the way in. That'll give us the most
caster possible.
Okay, I can't move it. Oh yeah, most positive caster for self-steer. And then obviously you're going to want to take this to an alignment rack and properly dial in your alignment to whatever you feel is good for you. What's next, Aaron?
Let's put a knuckle on.
Let's put a knuckle on. This is our knuckle. This is the wrong side knuckle, so we need the other one.
Cat 2.
Cat number 2. And then we need our driver's side, this one. So looking at the car,
adapter.
This is the one that you want. So this is the driver's side, and we want the Ackerman setting to be closest to this pointy part. So not these ones, but these ones. So we're slapping them right in there. So pretend you're going in the car this way, right? This is the left side. This is what you're gonna want your adapter, your tie rod adapter to look like, and it mounts up like this. But we need the appropriate bolts and stuff. First thing you're gonna want to do is get the bolt in here, or else you're not gonna be able to once you bolt it up. These guys here. So throw your bolt down in there. It's a snug fit. Nice and tight. And then we're just going to go ahead and throw this on because this is where the tie rod goes, but we don't need to put that on yet. So now that we got that, our next step is to take our bolt with the 3 washers on it, and the orientation goes skinny washer at the top, through, fat washer goes next, and then our tie rod adapter goes on there, and then the next washer, and then the nut. So now that that's on there, we're all good there. so that when it's bolted up, it's nice and even. And then next will be our other large stud that we got here. There's two different size nuts on here. There's a 22 and a 24. The 24 goes on the bottom. So, and the washer and the 22 go on the top. So we're gonna feed this through, and now this is tapered just like a ball joint would be. Goes in there, nice fit. Washer, 22, and then we're gonna want the wide part of the cone going up. Now we're ready to put this in onto the control arm, and then we'll tighten everything up afterwards. So we'll take these two, and this is just gonna go like so. It is a tight fit, just like all of them are, so they will be get them started, and then cinch them up after. The large side is going to be at the very bottom because this goes into the actual joint, and the 24 mil. Alright, so we're going to go ahead and get these tightened up and these tightened up. Alright, now that Aaron's got this guy tightened, let's go over the nut sizes just to clarify things. We got a 22 mil, 24 mil, 19 mil, 19 mil, and 17 mil. And then we have a 22 mil and another 22 mil. So you could put this whole kit together basically with just wrenches. These E36 stock ones are 18s. Up top and bottom.
Torque to spec, buddy.
Torque to spec. Now that we're at this step, we're just going to go ahead and throw bolts around and put our extended outer tie rod on and attach it to this guy. Get that all going, and then we'll attach our strut, and boom, that side's done. Because Aaron's not running a sway bar right now, so if you have a sway bar, you just have to take your existing bracket off and then bolt your link down into here. So right now we got this fully threaded in, which is good because this doesn't have as much thread as your tie rod's gonna have. So we'll fully thread that in, and then we'll thread it into our tie rod. Now that we got this on here, let's go ahead and remove our bottom 19 mil nut with our spacer. And this is going to go smaller side into the heim joint. Boom. And then that also has a little lip that the heim joint goes into. Alright, now we're just going to cinch that guy up.
If you're fighting resistance while doing this, it's not going in.
Yeah.
Realign it and double check.
Yeah, you want these spacers to go nicely into the heim joint. If they bind, then
realign.
Stop. Yeah. We got some positive caster. This is no alignment whatsoever, like at all. Got everything tightened up in place. Now we just have to go ahead and install the other side. Alright, now that we got the one side installed, Aaron and I are just going to go ahead and zip the other side together because it's the same as the first one. Hopefully that cleared up some any issues with people installing this kit. So holler at your boy. Well, we definitely got Aaron's angle kit all finished up and installed. It's actually pretty straightforward to do this kit as long as you know what you're doing. I was struggling pretty hard with mine because of all the spacers being in the wrong spots and I put my lollipops on the wrong side, but I figured it out first so that I can help Aaron do it and then help you guys do it. So hopefully this clarifies anything in installing this kit. It really shouldn't take that long to do. Obviously, you're going to have to remove all your old stuff, which might actually take longer than installing the new kit in the first place. That being said, we're going to wrap this video up. If you'd like to go to eFactory and get a little bit of a discount, use code Shane, and you can get anything on their website with a 5% discount. So if you need coilovers, get those. They got Nissan S13, S14, S15, E46, 30, E30, E36, and E90, and I think a couple other random models here and there, and they're always adding to their list of parts. So thank you everybody for watching, and we'll catch you next time.